Okay, let's get started. So this is going to be an attempt to make a demo that has certain features. So it's going to be a platform game demo. What we're going to have is the demo is going to have a lot of barrels. So we have to use blocks, not just actors. The barrels have to be 2 tiles tall, so they'll be 16 pixels wide and 32 pixels tall. The barrels can have multiple hit points, so it's not just you hit them once and then they're destroyed. And the trickiest bit will be that the barrels are stacked, so when the bottom one is destroyed, the one above it will fall. Okay. Well, so I'm going to keep this very, very simple. I'm going to create a new demo from new project from scratch. So let's just close that. Oops. Okay. New Scorpion project. And I've already got a barrel demo project folder. Save that there. Hello, Bitbeam Cannon. Welcome to the stream. So we're just going to use maybe just 2 or 3 assets. So we've got this short ninja character that we'll use as our player character. We've got these simple barrels. Actually, I'm going to grab like a ninja star or see if there's a ninja star that I can use. Might have to come back to that. Our open game art seems to be a bit slow right now for some reason. But I'm going to start with, well, let's create, I'm going to make a really, really simple tile set. So I really just want a background and something for the ninja character to stand on. So I will use, just open that. And it's just, I am just going to grab that grey one to be our bottom tile. So since our tile set is only going to have 2 tiles in it total, it's just going to be 32 by 16. Let's fill in that background, and then I'm going to paste that over top of it. Barrel demo. So I'm going to create a folder for level assets. Level, and I'm just going to call this tile set. Alright, so let's make a tile set, and I'm just going to use that tile set image. And yeah, I'll just leave it as new tile set. Okay, it's a very simple tile set, only 2 tiles. Let's make a new map that uses that tile set. And yeah, I'll just call that new map. We don't need it to be terribly big. In fact, we don't really need it to scroll or anything. So I'm just going to set it to 16 by 14, which is about the default display area for Scorpion. And then I'm going to grab a new tile set, and then that tile I'm just going to put along the bottom, so we've got something for our character to stand on. Also, something I'll need to do is I'll need to edit my tile set, because that one there needs to be flagged as solid so that our character doesn't fall through it. Okay, so we've got an extremely simple level. Let's load that up. And we'll just see what that looks like. I'm still using the default palette, so it might look a bit weird. Later in the stream, I might see if I can fix the palette up a bit, but it looks okay with the default palette, at least for now. Okay, so we need our ninja character. So let's grab our ninja here. Okay, so I've gotten rid of the background. We don't need most of these. So it's got the ninja character comes with different weapons, so we don't need the weapon variations. We don't really need the climb or I think there's some swimming ones. I think it's just these ones that we need, which are so we've got an idle pose. Not actually sure if he's actually moving in that idle pose, or if he is, it's very, very subtle. Then we've got a run cycle. We've got a jump and a fall, and then we've got our attack animation. I'll grab all that. Instead of individually cutting out all of those squares, I should be able to just use the sprite sheet importer. Okay, so I'm going to save it as that. Those are the only ones that I need. And then let's import. So from here, we'll do our import. So we'll select our PNG to split into sprites. This ninja one. There are only 4 columns and there were 4 rows. And it's going to ask where to save it. So I'm going to call this sprites. Save it into sprites folder. And then well, let's have a look at that sprites folder. That should have yep. So it has created it's cut out our sprite sheet into individual animations. Now note that there's oh, can we open one of these up? Note that there's a lot of empty space around it, but that doesn't really matter because Scorpion will cut that off, so it's not trying to blit these massive empty areas. Let's make a new anim strip called Ninja Idle R. And should we just these first 4? And they do actually there is actually an idle animation. I don't know why the feet position isn't consistent. I'll come back to that. I will flag this as auto flip so that I've got a left version as well. Let's make a ninja run R. And then that will be the next 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's looking all right. I might want to change the frame rate on the animation, but it's looking okay. Let's make that an auto flip. There's only a couple. I think we want a ninja jump R, and then that's just going to have that one, and then we'll flip. Oh, in fact, what I should be doing is aligning these so that the feet are above the red line. Just for consistency. Okay, with the ninja fall, it's going to be a little bit different because it's a 2-frame animation, but we don't want the second frame to play. We only want because it's like a transition. So we want a transition frame, and then when the ninja is falling, we just want it to continue playing the second frame. So that and that. So let's move that up. So be I'm aligning them also. They're at -26. So they're all consistent. Oh, actually, that's probably meant to be the landed animation. Yeah, I guess that frame is meant to show when the ninja is actually landed. So we don't need that one there. We can maybe put that in later. But we've got run, jump, idle, fall. We really just need an attack one. So let's add a a ninja attack. And then, is it all 4 of these? I guess so. Let's all line them up. Let's just play that once. Yep, that will do, I guess. Let's have that auto. Oh, made a mistake. So with flip animations, we're supposed to have them L and R. Okay, so I think we're okay for animation. We need to make an actor, so let's make our just call it Ninja. And we'll want to set this as it's a platformer. We want to say control platform. So we've got an idle right and then an idle left. I'm just going to align that to the start tile, and let's just configure the collision volume to make guess there. All right, so we need a jump right, a run right, a full right, full left, run left, and then a jump left. And then with attacks, it's really just we've got our attack right and our attack left. We need to put some speeds in here. I'm just going to take a stab at some sensible values. So it's 0.1 for gravity. So that means we can jump 20 pixels. Now, because we've got our player, we can add it to the map. Let's add it to our objects layer. Just put our player right there. And let's let's run that. We'll see if we can run around the level with our ninja character. Yep. Okay. Well, that's basically what we expected. We can punch, sort of get that idle animation. We can jump and fall. Now we need to add our barrels in. So I'm going to make a folder called blocks, and I'm not going to use all of these. I just sort of want one kind of barrel. These are not actually 32 pixels wide, so I need to do some really rough hackery. So let's paste that a second time. Then I'm going to flip that Flip vertical. Yep. Okay. Canvas size. So the width is 16. Oh. Height is 32. Let's do that. Okay, that's it looks a bit crude with the duplicated fire, but that's okay. So I'm just going to call this barrel PNG. Put that in the blocks folder. So we need to make our blocks now. So a block is kind of like an interactive tile, and we want our barrels to be interactive because we want to be able to destroy them. And I'm going to call this one block top. No, should barrel top is what I meant to call it. And then we can use this to select that we want the top of the barrel. I'm going to do something slightly different for the bottom because so I want the barrel to have 3 hit points, so you need to hit it 3 times. I'm also going to set the tile ID to... So that's basically the position on the tile set. By putting it as -1, it basically means don't put that one on the tile set. So let's do that a couple of times. Actually, this one here, what I will do, just to make things easy, I'll set it to tile ID 16. And the reason for that is so that I can line it up on the tile set. So when I go to here, I can just grab that, and that's a complete... That is a complete barrel. So let's just going to start with 1 barrel to begin with. Oh, and we need to set some of these other properties. So we need to set that it's solid, so that we can't just walk through it. We can jump on it, we can climb on it, but we can't walk through it. So just check that it's working, and then I'll have to find a image of like a throwing star or something that I can use to barrel. Oops. Well, yeah. So I probably should have increased the jump height so I can jump onto the top of a barrel, but that's basically working as expected. I'll just yeah, let's increase that. Okay, so that's more than 2 tiles, so we should be able to jump on top of the barrel. Yep. Okay, that's all working as expected. Let's actually, I might just grab that one. That's fairly... Oh, there's a few of them, but I think I quite like that knife. I'll just download the lot of them. And extract it here. What have we got? Katana. I probably should check how big that is in relation to the character. I'm just an animation strip called... I'm going to call this one Anim Knife. Okay. Okay, so it's actually a fair bit bigger than the player, but that doesn't really matter. It's just a demo. I might leave that lined like that. I should have named that knife R, so that way I can auto flip it. And let's attach that. Oh, let's add an attack delay so I can't just spam them. Just make it a short attack delay, and then I'm going to set the projectile to. Oh, actually, I need to create an actor for the knife. I'm just going to call that knife. I'm going to set the class as projectile because the projectile can hit other actors and block objects. We want it to be able to damage the barrels. CPU is just fine. I'll just set some speed. And we really just want a left and right animation. Left. There we go, nice and simple. So when I attach the knife, and then I go show projectile, and go to attack animation, we can actually position that knife relative to the player. Like just 9. No, it needs to come up to be consistent. I probably should. I'm going to adjust that collision box a bit so it's closer to the shape of the sprite. Okay, so we should now have a knife that we can shoot. Yep. So we do have a knife. I might change that background as because it's white, sort of interfering with the I'll use that color there for the background. So I need to edit my tile set. I need to make a few adjustments here. So I'm going to turn off collision with tiles. Oh, actually, no, I won't do that. I'll put that back how it was. I'm going to make it so that we don't have a solid left or right on the level. So, and then I'm going to make that when it leaves the level, we want destroy actor. The speed wasn't very satisfying. I'm going to double the speed in every direction, and just going to make it so that if one projectile hit, I'm just going to go destroy actor. I'm not sure if that will work or not. Oh, yep. Okay. Well, it's basically as expected. I don't think I did anything on the top one, so now if I hit the top, it just does that. What I'm going to want to do is let's make a code block called HandleBlockHit. And so with this code block, I'm going to add some custom code for destroying that barrel. I'm going to make it so that all of the bottom slices use that HandleBlockHit. Okay, so all we need to do here is we need to do a condition. Actually, no, the very first thing we need to do is we need to destroy our projectile. So nice and easy, we just set the projectile type to none, that will destroy it. The second thing we need to do is we need to do a condition of, well, how much health does this barrel have? So let's do block type. So we're getting the value underneath block X and blocks Y. So if block type equals block barrel bottom 3 HP. Actually, I'm going to copy that line, change it slightly, so I'm going to make it an else if, and then 2 HP, and then else if would be 1 HP, and then I'm just going to end condition. So all we want to do is change that current. So if it has 3 health, we're going to change it to 2 health. If it has 2 health, we're going to change it to 1 health. And if it has 1 health, we're going to destroy that block. And we also need to destroy the block above it. So if I go block Y minus 1, that will tell it to destroy that. Should tell it to destroy that block on top. So that's nice and simple. Hopefully that will just work. We'll find out in a sec. I probably should use visually different blocks for the different health. But I can come back to that. So 1, 2, 3. That's what we expect. So nice and simple. But there's an obvious issue there in that I'm only hitting the bottom of the barrel. What happens if I hit the top? So if I jump and attack, yep. So I can just keep throwing knives there, and eventually it's gonna run out of memory. So I'm gonna have a new handler, and I'm gonna call that oh, where did I put my code? Oh, no, I'm going to move that. So we can move using the rename function, and I'm just going to put that in a new folder called code. I'm going to create a new code block called HandleBlockTopHit, and this is going to be very, very simple. All it's going to do is it's going to move our block pointer. So if I go set variable, and I'm going to go block y equals block y plus 1, and then it's just going to let's just go to HandleBlockHit. So what it basically does is it tells it to access the block underneath the current block and then run that code. So basically I'll be able to use this so that I can hit the top of the block, and it will apply damage to the barrel as a whole, even though the health is only contained in that lower half. Bitbeam Cannon said, that just blew my mind. You're effectively making the above block hijack the block below for the hit points and the code of the entire barrel. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you can use for. You can use the block system for. Basically, like you can read and write to any square on it, and so at least in theory, you would be able to make games like Tetris or columns, Connect Four. Um, you can you can basically use the block system to read and write arbitrary data, such as the amount of health, and then use access that data from a different block. Um, yeah, so if we go back to our list, so um, well, I'll add a few more barrels in, but these two we've done, 2 and 3 we've done. Let's start to stack these, and how tall should we stack them? Maybe make them 4 tall. Um, and because when we run this, there's going to be an obvious problem in that. So we can shoot through the bottom just fine, but that's not that doesn't really well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look right. Those are supposed to fall down. Um, we can't make blocks fall down because blocks are hard coded to be on 16 pixel boundaries. We just can't do it. But what we can do is we can turn some blocks into an actor. So let's make a new actor and let's call it falling barrel. Um, and then I'm going to make a copy of that. I'm just going to put that in our actors. And I'll need to make an animation for it. Oh, no, that was a mistake. Wasn't supposed to go into actors, it was supposed to go into sprites. So I want to keep the sprite data separate from the actor data. So I'm going to call this anim barrel. I don't need to have left and right versions because it's already symmetrical. Let's line that up. We're going to make that a CPU platform, and I'll use the same settings for gravity. So like 3 and then like 0.1. I'm only going to bother doing the just set the animation here once. I'm going to align that to the tile. um, should set this to a projectile as well because I want this to be able to register collisions um, with blocks. And before I go any further, or before I actually make it so that uh, I'm just going to do a quick test just to make sure that gravity's working, that those will fall, that those will hit the ground and stop. Ah, now that's interesting. So, okay, so a couple of bugs to fix. So you might have noticed that um, the one that landed on top just disappeared. Just donk. I'm going to increase the maximum full speed, because it wasn't very satisfying just seeing it start to accelerate and then stop. And I'm going to do the same for the ninja as well. So the problem there is this is set as a projectile, and so it can't tell the difference between this and the knife. So the knife we do want to destroy, the barrel we don't. So let's So this handle block top hit, we just need to do some. We just need to do a condition here. We just want to check. Well, if our projectile type equals a falling barrel, then we don't really want to do anything. We just end that condition. Well, for now, I'm just going to go return. So that should stop that falling barrel from just disappearing once it hits the other barrels. Okay, yep. So so nice and simple, but it's not a real barrel. Like it's still an actor, so we can walk through it. We can go behind it. We want it to be solid, um, like those ones are. So what we will do, in fact, we will actually destroy the falling act. We'll destroy the projectile. We'll destroy the falling version of the barrel. Then we just need to um, spawn a. Oh, we just need to set the block. So I'm gonna change block y -2. So that's going to be the barrel top. And then I'm just going to set the bottom one to HP3. Hopefully that's going to work. And one obvious issue here is that the falling barrel is always going to be at 3 health points, even if we've damaged it. That's something we could probably handle through using active variables, but we'll keep it fairly simple. We'll just make it that if a barrel falls, then it has its full health. So those ones I didn't make any changes to. Let's have a look. And then that one was the one that fell, and that's solid. But of course, we've got these. We have got these ones that are still solid. So we need to handle. We need to make it that when they collide with the ground, then they change to that. So we've got an event called on platform landed. We should be able to use that hopefully. Let's give that a go. So I'm going to call this barrel hit floor, or handle barrel hit floor. So all I want to do is I'm going to set our actor Bitbeam Cannon says, I think you could just use the on-landed for both cases and not worry about a barrel sprite specifically hitting another barrel. Either way it landed. That's a good point, actually. I will test that. I will test that logic. Right, so yeah, we just want to destroy actor. Then we want to set under level. We want to set block set. We're changing the block at actor X divided by 16 and actor Y divided by 16 to the bottom barrel. And then above that, we're setting that to the top one. So I'm going to disable all these and then just make it so that okay, so the top block will no longer handle the logic that changes it to the barrel. The barrel hit floor will do that instead. Hopefully, we may need to tweak a few things. Handle barrel hit floor. So I made one mistake, which is just my. I think it's just because of the alignment of the center point of the actor. Yeah, I think it's just because the center point of the actor is below the actor. I need to fix. That should be minus. The top should be -2, and then the bottom should be just -1. And we'll give that another go. Yep. So that's all working as we expected. And yeah, Bitbeam Cannon was correct. We just needed to use the on-landed to turn it into a solid barrel. So we've got barrels that can fall, but we don't have. If we destroy that, oh, um, oh, that's weird. I wonder what. Probably something to do with yeah, I think I know what the issue is. It's this knife. It's spawning into. It's basically spawning into the block. So I'm going to make that a really small collision volume. But yeah, so we've got barrels that can fall, but we don't have. When a barrel has landed, it's basically become frozen, so it doesn't. Oh. No, maybe there's something. Oh. Just going to make it so that, yeah, I think it's just spawning it too far out. Basically, just going to make it spawn from the middle of the ninja so that it doesn't. So that it collides with the barrel instead of spawning in the middle of the barrel and therefore going through to the other side. That is one thing we need to be aware of. Let's give it another go. Yep, okay, so that's it. But yeah, so we've still unfortunately got the situation where we can destroy a barrel, but nothing happens to the barrel above it. So I am going to make a code block called Trifle barrel, and all we're going to do here is we're going to check that the block Y, no, sorry, the block type um, is is not zero is fine. So it basically means if there's any block on our current square, then let's see in that condition. So we'll want to set the current block to none, as well as the block above it. So I'm going to block Y -1. Actually, for consistency, I'm just going to have block Y and block Y. So that's going to destroy the block above it. And it is going to spawn. We go level and spawn actor on block. I'm just going to spawn the falling barrel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to. So I'm going to and I'm going to make it run itself. Oh, except I need to do one more thing. So I'm going to go set variable block Y to block Y -2. So there is a reason for that. What it's going to do is if you've got a actually, I'm going to move that to the top. So what this is going to do is it's going to try repeatedly going to the top of the screen to see if there's another barrel that has been upset because I destroyed all of them underneath. And then all I should need to do is if I go to then I just want to go base, and then I'll go to my trifle barrel, and hopefully that's going to basically trigger a sequence where it goes all the way to the top of the screen to see if there are any barrels that are still in midair. Hopefully that won't cause like an infinite loop or anything like that, but we'll see what happens. So just get rid of that block. I destroy that one. That fell. Okay, so far that's looking good. If I destroy two, okay. Oh, now that was a bit unfortunate, but we might be able to solve that. Yep. So we got a bug where one's falling a bit too far into another. I think it's just because they're basically falling at the same time. Um, yeah. It's kind of a cool effect, though, seeing them all crushed up like that. But solving it should be fairly simple. All I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a 1 frame delay. So I'm going to go base and then yield on level. So I'm going to say, well, after that barrel is destroyed, wait a frame before seeing if the next one falls. And so for a frame, the barrel above is... Oh, sorry, I missed that. Bitbeam Cannon says you could maybe use the yield before the go-to. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. It will have a slight sort of like Wile E. Coyote effect where the barrel is sort of hovering for a frame. I think that should be okay. We'll see what it looks like in any case, and if it doesn't look good, we can tweak it some more. Okay, so we destroy that. So it works okay with one barrel. Can we get a 2-barrel stack? Yep, that looks good. What about a 3-barrel stack? Yeah. As Bitbeam Cannon says, gravity doesn't take effect until you look down. Fact. There was only one more thing I want to check, but I think the demo is basically done. Is if I then... So I just want to make sure that one barrel can fall onto another one, and they do. So I can dig through here and then yeah. So that's how to do a game with falling barrels, and you could probably reuse the concept for something like columns or Tetris, Boulder Dash. Um, yeah, basically anything where you've got things that are solid most of the time, but then every now and then gravity takes effect. So I will leave the stream here, and then I'll put this demo up on the um, Scorpion Engine experimental. Well, okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining. I think it was just Bitbeam Cannon watching me this time. And I'll leave it here for now, and I might do another stream in sometime in the next couple of days. Okay, I will catch you later.